Mac Voices is sponsored by Mint Mobile. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/macvoices. In the first part of our interview with Oliver Breidenbach of BOINC Software, we talked about the updates to Mimo Live and the things that they're doing with it, the interesting things they're doing with it. This time we get into some of the other BOINC software products. This is Oliver Breidenbach of BOINC Software. Well, the other thing, though, we want to make sure we touch on, and this one is a lot more approachable and a lot more available to people to do something they're going to want to do, and that's PhotoMagico for the iPad.
All right,
I was excited.
Yeah.
I was excited to see this come out simply because I can move my photos over to, or have my photos available to my iPad through iCloud. And you take them with an iPhone 11 or 10 or whatever you have, and you have those beautiful high quality photos. And now I can do some really amazing slideshows with them.
Yeah, so we are also very excited about that. We've worked 3 years on this product. It's much more. It has much more depth and complexity than it looks at the first glance. We wanted it to be as powerful actually as the desktop version, and so with the new Mac, with the new iPad Pro and iOS 13, finally we're getting somehow close to what we can do on the Mac platform. And so it's a logical step to take this app to the iPad. It's a complete rewrite. We couldn't just try to port stuff from the Mac over, but now we have a code base that we also bring to the Mac. So there's going to be a PhotoMagico 6 for the Mac sometime this year, I hope. Which uses the same code then as the iPad, and so it will have the same functionality. We have basically right now the PhotoMagico for iPad is basically the same thing as PhotoMagico for the Mac, but it has some additional stuff. It has additional features for visual effects. So you can, for example, turn your pictures into comic strip like drawings on the fly. And one of the things that we wanted to preserve with the iPad version is what we have in the Mac version, is that everything is non-destructive and it doesn't render. So it's instant replay at whatever resolution you throw at it. So if you hook it up to 4K monitor, then we want to be able to render this in 4K in real time. So the advantage of that is that you don't have to wait for any rendering anytime you make a change. So you can literally change the slideshow a second before you do a presentation, throw in another image that you forgot or want to replace, and then just hit play, and it's just as smooth and beautiful as if you had rendered it hours before. So that's one of the things. The other thing, of course, is the image quality. Many other presentation tools that are out there just simply reduce the resolution of pictures that you throw in them. So to be able to cope with the data and the complexity and the power, the processing power that's required. And we didn't want to do that with PhotoMagico, so it took a while to get it done. But now it's available on the iPad, and we're very, very proud of it. So
that's great. That's great. So I want to make sure though that we talk about this. Do I need one of the new iPads to run it, or can I use a legacy iPad?
I think you need an iPad that runs iOS 13. We made the decision to not support older versions of the iOS because that is additional work, and as you know, a lot of people update really, really soon. So the installed base of the old operating systems goes down very quickly. and we didn't want to have to spend a lot of time on that. So requires the most recent iOS, but every iPad that runs that should be able to run Photomagico. You can share slideshows from your Mac. So if you create a slideshow on the Mac, Photomagico for iPad, you can sync the slideshow to the iPad via iCloud, and you can take the iPad and do the presentation on the iPad. Show the presentation to your friends, family, colleagues or customers, and you can make this feature is free, so you can just download Photomagico iPad from the App Store and use it as a player for your slideshows that you've created on the Mac. And if you want to use the editor on the iPad, then it's a subscription fee, a yearly subscription. Do we have a monthly? I don't know. I think a monthly or yearly subscription, and that enables the editor, so you can create new slideshows or edit existing slideshows on your iPad. But just taking the slideshows on the road with you to your friends and family, or for business presentations, showing your portfolio to a customer or something, it's free to do that. So that's the basic overview.
Azure, you mentioned hooking it up to a 4K monitor and showing those gorgeous pictures.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably more of an operating system question, but I'll ask it anyway. Any problem with sending those same presentations over AirPlay to an Apple TV?
No, actually, that's one of the supported methods. Is just to use use AirPlay and send and do a wireless presentation. So in schools where they have a lot of Apple TVs and iPads, that's a very very cool application.
Yeah, well, I know that's the way we use it at the office. Just you AirPlay anything from phones or iPads or whatever or Macs up to the screen, and it's pretty. It's so seamless.
Very convenient. Just walk into the room and just it's like Star Trek.
Exactly.
Put it on the screen.
This edition of Mac Voices is supported by Mint Mobile. If you're still using one of the big wireless providers this year, have you asked yourself what you're paying for? Between expensive retail stores, inflated prices, and hidden fees, you're being taken advantage of because they know you'll pay. Enter Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile provides the same premium network coverage you're used to, but at a fraction of the cost because everything is online. Mint Mobile saves you on retail locations and overhead, then passes those savings directly to you. I've been using Mint Mobile for quite some time now, with no difference in the voice or data coverage or quality. The only difference is the cost. I'm not paying for that mall store that I never visit. I'm not paying for all the advertising the big cell carriers use to get more customers. I'm only paying for what I use. That makes Mint Mobile more efficient, and I like efficiency. And lower prices, of course. So the question isn't whether you should try Mint Mobile or not, it's why haven't you tried Mint Mobile? What do you have to lose? If you like paying big cell carrier bills, well, I can't help you. But if you want to make a change, here's what you need to do. To get your new wireless bill plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped out to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/MacVoices. That's mintmobile.com/MacVoices. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/MacVoices. Thanks to Mint Mobile for their support of Mac Voices. So you mentioned the subscription pricing. What is the price of the program itself?
You just caught me on the wrong foot here.
Sorry.
I don't actually. Let me see if I can just pull it up on. 1 year is $40 or $39.99 as they say, and 1 month is $4.99. So you save a substantial money if you go for the yearly subscription. It seems like it's a very steep price, but actually for what the functionality the app offers, it's a very reasonable, I think.
Well, and you and I have talked about subscription models both on camera and off. And the one thing I really like about what you're doing here is that you're giving me the option to be able to buy it for just a month or two if that's when I need it. But if I'm a photographer or really into this, I can save us a significant amount of money by taking out a yearly subscription. So you're not locking me in, but you are offering me a pretty healthy discount if I go long term.
Yeah,
I like that.
So you could go and say, you just purchase the 1 month subscription whenever you want to edit something for $5, and then I mean you can still view the slideshow as that's free forever. So if you edit or create a new slideshow on the iPad and then you cancel the subscription, you will still be able to watch the slideshow or present the slideshow. You just not able to edit anything, and if you want to edit, you can just go in, and so you could basically get away with a lot less money if you just occasionally want to do some editing. You just buy it 3 times a year or so, then it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I can think of another service right now where I have a need for it literally a month and a half to 2 months a year. And they do a similar thing where they would give me a healthy discount if I took it for the whole year. But since I really don't need it, I honestly I would not be using that service if they didn't give me that month to month option. So it's an interesting problem, and I know we've had some discussions with other software developers about the implications of that. And there's no right answer here. It's just each developer has to decide for themselves, and each user has to decide for themselves what it's worth or what they can do or can't do without.
Yeah. So. And also, what did I want to say? I forgot.
That's all right. It'll come back.
Lost the thread there. They're non. Also, the subscriptions are non-auto renewable. So if you, unlike other subscriptions, if you purchase the 1 month, after the 1 month, you don't have to worry about canceling your subscription. You just have, it just cancels automatically. You have to actively renew it for another month if you want to continue to use it.
Another nice touch. How about the rest of the BOINC's stable of software? Anything else that's had significant updates or that we want to make sure we tell people about?
Well, I mean, we are working on iStop-Motion for the Mac. As you know, we had to discontinue it last year with Catalina. So we're still selling it for people who don't want to upgrade to Catalina or don't have to. And can stay on Mojave or earlier operating systems. iStop-Motion is still very popular among people there on the Mac. And our strategy is to get the iPad version on the Mac with the help of the Catalyst technology that Apple is promoting, which allows people to bring iPad apps to the Mac fairly easily. However, that's a fairly new technology, so it has a lot of unresolved problems. Apple is doing a lot to fix those. Each release, there's a lot of new stuff coming, so it's getting better and it's getting there. And we hope to be able to ship it sometime. We're still running into a couple of issues that require Apple to do some work, and but we're working hard on making that happen so we can relaunch iStop-Motion for the Mac hopefully very soon. So Mimo Live Reporter, it's the iOS app that allows you to stream to Facebook, YouTube, and other streaming services and add some of the bling. You might know, like a lower third, a station logo. You can play pre-recorded video in your live stream and things like that. That usually the apps that come with, that are released by the services themselves don't support. And also, Mimo Live Reporter is the iOS client for a feature called Mimo Call, which allows you basically to turn the iPhone into a remote camera for Mimo Live over the internet, so I can send someone down the street or to another continent, and with their iPhone, and as long as they have an internet connection, they can connect back to my Mimo Live studio setup, and so I can have roaming people with mobile cameras out in the field. That app had to be updated. There was some issues with the WebRTC and RTMP implementations. That's probably a lot of technical things you want your viewers don't want to hear about. So basically, we had to update that, and that is currently under testing and will be shipping next week or so. And hopefully, if Apple allows us to release that version, as usually you have to go through App Store review, and that's always an adventure and unpredictable. And so what else? Well, that's basically, I think we've covered all the products that are currently on our minds. So I think.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, Oliver, as always, I really appreciate the time for the update and the laughs as well.
I'm sorry about the misunderstanding with the intelligence earlier.
Well, there might be some viewers that agree with you. So
No, I don't think so.
What are you going to do? But yeah, hopefully we'll get to see each other in July and maybe do a live update from then. But until then, thank you.
And if we don't see each other in July, we can always connect through virtual, which is the new thing, the new thing.
Yeah.
Now, coronavirus, it's gonna be more of this.
it's making everybody take a look at their workflows and what they've done in the past and what they can do now. So
yeah, I think it's gonna give the whole video conferencing, live streaming a huge push. So yeah,
agreed.
You just have to look at Zoom stock pricing.
Yeah. The website where folks can go to learn more about all your programs and apps and all is.
You know it. It's boinx.com, boinx.com. And let us know if you find anything. We've just relaunched the website. It's still in sort of like it's the new thing is that everything is in motion and fluid and what have you. And so some things might not work, or just let us know whenever you find anything that needs to be fixed. And thank you for your interest in coming to our website.
Great. Oliver, thanks so much. I'll look forward to hopefully teeing it up with you in July.
Yeah, me too. Thank you for having me on the show.
All right. Take care.
Thanks.
Folks, I'm Chuck Joyner. This is Mac Voices. Go and check out the Boinx software, the apps, everything. This is some of my favorite software to work with and play with and get as creative as I can get with the Mac and the iOS platform. Until the next time, and as always, thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with Mac Voices Magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you Mac Voices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.